out. I'm doing a seven book series.
Okay. Oi.
Yeah. So getting excited.
Oops, we lost Ada. She'll come back.
Okay.
I'm uh,
Um,
I'm streaming on YouTube, so this is
okay.
my normal weekly as well. So I'm gonna try to monitor what we're doing there as well,
Okay.
so that if there are questions coming in, and I just posted to my Facebook group as well to let them know that they could come in. So I think we are in good shape here, and we can talk more. Oh, Ada's going in and out, in and out. There's something wrong with her connection. So welcome everyone. April Cox here, and I have Tara Cavosi, who is my VP of Member Services, also joining me. We are chatting about all things children's books. If you are new to self-publishing, you have a dream, or you have questions about what we do, if you have a book that's maybe not selling very well and you need a little bit of a shot in the arm, bring it to us. Help us, tell us, give us the link. We'll come on and take a look at it for you and provide you with a little bit of advice. And for those of you who have been asking about the upcoming author work group, this is the 90-day way, the program that we put together. Hi, Barbara. To allow folks to go from manuscript to published book in 90 days. That is starting in January. We've got a January 16 start. But we have actually been doing some things with Early Bird Special, especially kind of leading up to the holidays. So for those folks that have signed on and joined that program early, we're going to be doing an early bird start the first week of December. And those folks are going to get an amazing value and get to hang out and get their manuscript evaluated, get some advice and feedback from the amazing Bobby Hinman, who is my children's book editor extraordinaire. She has got 28 picture book awards. She has just an amazing just the way that she takes my stories and waves her magic fairy wand over it, and it comes out so much better than it went in. I don't know how she does it, but she preserves my voice, and she gives me such a better understanding about the children's book world. So you are going to get that additional benefit for joining up with the course early. And also my help with helping you get matched up and get started connecting and selecting and contracting with an illustrator from the large list of pre-vetted resources I have. So the amazing part of all this is you get an early start, you get access in a very small group to myself and to Bobby, and you get an evaluation of your manuscript, and all of that will help you hit the ground running when we get to the January 16th start for the 12-week program. So I'm just going to give you an opportunity, Tara, also to say hello and what's going on in the membership world. What kind of questions are you seeing coming in from others as well? I got to get you off mute, Tara.
The membership world is busy. Everybody wants to publish their book in 90 days. So I'm here to help kind of take the lead on getting people signed up for enrollment and explaining to them what they're going to get in the 90-day way. And yeah, I had an incredible experience myself. It's why I'm here. Everyone who has worked with April just falls in love with her because she's such an amazing, incredible, nurturing, kind, supportive, hand-holding person. And she will get you publishing your book to perfection in 90 days. It happened for me. And we just want to help everybody avoid the pitfalls of publishing and trying to kind of do it yourself, because self-publishing, you're not alone, right? With April's group, in the 90-day way, you're with a community of people who are doing it with you. And Yeah, it's really incredible. And I could not have done it without her. And we just want to help as many people as we can publish their books and make their dreams come true.
Love it, love it, love it. We are also joined today by Ada, who is here. She and I just kind of republished her book called Malala's Mission for the World. So we're going to chat a little bit with Ada about why she published the book. We're going to look at this beautiful book and kind of a little bit of tweaking that we did with it. It is now relaunched and ready for folks. And so you're going to learn a little bit about the process and what we did for her book and the behind the scenes story of this amazing journey and an author who just really cares about getting the message out about women heroes. And so hold on and stay tuned for that. We're going to be able to get through some of that as well. Hi, Barbara. Welcome for you as well. So tell us a little bit about, are you part of the 90-day upcoming course? Do you have specific questions you'd like us to cover? Oops, let me see if I can get you off of mute.
Okay, there we go. Good morning.
Hi.
I just was going through my inbox and I saw this message that said live now on Zoom, so I thought I'd hop in. I actually have just self-published a book. It took me not 90 days, but 2.5 years.
Oh,
It's a picture book. But what I wanted to find out is if you have a program or some plan for people who have already finished the book, self-published, and what I'm interested in is marketing it.
Got it. So many people, because it is such a chore to go through the self-publishing process and to figure it out, especially for the first time. It's not uncommon that you launch something and really your whole focus is around how do you get it launched. And so it, often there's a little bit of a missing piece of, the marketing that goes along there as well. So yes, we can absolutely talk about that. And if you'd like, we can even take a look at your listing. If you want to post it into the chat, we'll pull it up and take a look, and I can give you some guidance around the types of things that I would do to get it ready for additional marketing as well.
Love to see that.
So we actually launched it on KDP with Amazon last month, but when I saw the finished product, I was not happy with the way it was laid out.
Okay.
So we changed it, added a couple more things, and it's going to be uploaded this. I can show you, I can put in the chat what is.
Yeah. You can just post the link there if you'd like, and we can jump in. So that's not a problem at all. Love to help with that. So I see we've got JR Damon joining us on YouTube. Welcome, JR. So nice to see you. Feel free to click the link and join me here live, or if you are just on YouTube just watching the episode, feel free to just comment with any questions, and I will do my best to also post things there that are posted here to the link. So let's see, we've got, so Tara, you're going to help with that. So let's do something here to pull Ada. I'm going to pull you forward, and we're going to talk a little bit about your journey and about Malala's mission for the world. Hi, Tennille. It's so nice to see you. Glad to have you here with us. Tennille is a former graduate of the class. No babies in your arms today. I'm used to seeing all the baby cuddles and getting all jealous with you having a baby on your lap. And most people don't realize you can actually take a self-publishing course with a little one sitting on your lap. That's fine. We do it all the time. So, so let's go ahead and Let me see if I can put Ada forward with me.
Oh,
Spotlight for Ada. Oh, there you have it. Hi, little one. All right. So, Ada, I am so happy that you joined us today. Tell me a little bit about this story of yours and about your author journey, because I just love your passion. And when we met, the first thing I saw was these beautiful, beautiful illustrations and the excitement and your passion as an author. I just love to be a part of helping you to continue to get the message out for your story. Let me just get you off mute so that we can hear you. Okay. So can you see the unmute there? You should see a little message from me. I'm still not hearing you yet. Go ahead, Ada. Can you click the unmute?
Now.
There you go. Now I hear you. All right.
Mhm.
So tell us a little bit about you and your journey so far with your stories.
I started writing 10 years ago, actually. And at that point of time, I was unemployed and get a job in one school. And then I get contact with the children. That's just stories start to come to me. And this is my first time to wrote one story. And this is how my first fairy tale came to be. But I'm living in Sweden, but I'm coming from another country, Bosnia and Herzegovina, and I grew up in the town, which is one of the most beautiful small towns in Europe, actually, and all over the world. It is on the Trills list, actually, and it is a medieval historical town when Bosnian kings lived. And when I was a little girl, I just hear the stories that there lived kings and queens before in the time, but I didn't know anything about that. Later on, when I get older, it wasn't important to me that there were kings or queens. It was their life stories who are important to me, and especially the life of Katarina Kosacha, who was the last Bosnian queen. And her children were kidnapped, and she never saw them before, after all. But I wrote a story like she and children come back to the country. And it was my first fairy tale, The Kingdom of White Lilies. I am from the beginning inspired by the female characters, and I want to present female characters as strong and capable. And like everybody today, we are maybe impacted by feminism, and I find this inspiration also in the children's literature to present my female characters in best way.
Yeah, and so tell us about the story that we've just relaunched, Malala's Mission for the World.
Yes, and then came Malala. Yes, I published Malala in Sweden, actually, and as a writer, I am inspired by the true stories. When I hear something and when I get inspired, I get the inspiration to write about that. And once when I saw an interview of Malala on TV, I was impressed by her. I think she is amazing and fascinating young woman. She fought for education when it was forbidden in Pakistan. She were also wound in her eyes, and nobody didn't know if she will survive. And she lied in the hospital about 10 days, and then they moved her in the school. And actually in this story, I start from her childhood and I tell everybody everything what's happened to her during that time. She fight for girl rights to go to the school.
Yeah, because little girls weren't allowed to get an education, right? So she fought so hard, and I just posted recently about the fact that I think every school needs to, every kid in a classroom needs to read this book, because we take for granted all of the amazing things that we have, that we're blessed with, like an education, and it's just such an important part. I read this book to my granddaughter, and she said, Nana, so girls weren't allowed to go to school. Like, to her, it was just so strange and odd. So it's important for them, for kids to learn. And I think that classrooms, to be able to understand the struggles and what a strong female character and a social activist like Malala's story can really, I think, touch a lot of hearts and let kids know that they can fight for things they believe in, and that they can make a difference, that one person really can make a difference in the world. I'm going to go and share this beautiful story, the link to your story here on, let's see where we have. Okay, so I'm looking here at Malala's mission for the world. Look at this amazing illustration that you have here. Now, these you had already when you came to me. You were just having issues. The cover really needed a little bit of work. It wasn't really popping, and this amazing book wasn't really selling. So tell us a little bit about that, what you did to get the book out there, and together I can talk a little bit more about some of the changes we made. But for anyone who is looking to check this book out, I put a link in on the Zoom, and I also posted a link on the YouTube as well. So feel free to check this out. So tell us more about your journey through these illustrations and what you went through to bring this book to life.
Yes, it is Anna Grigoriev from Serbia. She is actually a famous illustrator in Serbia, and she's a really amazing artist, I think. So if you see the books, every book of her are amazing, really. So it is her who made my illustrations. But when I put my book first on Amazon, I didn't know anything about marketing. I just put my book. I get a little bit marketing on Fiverr, and the language was barrier for me also. You really need to have a lot of knowledge. And that period of time, I didn't prepare to invest my time and in everything, so I just left it. Right. And now I start preparing myself, and I take a coaching by you and inform me much more. I prepare this time. I am really prepared, so I think I'm going to get much better results.
So we're going to take a look at some of the things that we've done. So we mentioned here, we updated the cover. We kind of zoomed in on it a little bit more. We made sure that the title, because the original title was very small, and so you couldn't really see it as a thumbnail. So now we've got, this beautiful view. The other thing we added is a subtitle here. I wanted to give, first of all, if you have a listing on Amazon and you don't have a subtitle, you are wasting really great keyword space, because what Amazon, bringing you organic searches and how it ranks those keywords that are in your title and subtitle is really important. So not to mention the fact that it can also help avoid confusion about your book. So for example, The Love Knot is a story that was recently launched in my previous work group. The Love Knot could be, a book about dating, It could be a book about, it could be a children's book, right? It could be for,
Yes.
age group is it for? So you want to use a subtitle not only to provide, let people know exactly what they can expect, but look at what we've got here, a children's book about bravery and the fight for girls' education.
Yes.
Like
And
that.
they were describing.
Exactly. It's describing and all of these keywords: bravery, children's book, ages 6 to 10, education. So all of this, and girls, right? So it's talking about, hi, Leslie. It's talking about all of these important things to get here. The other thing that we did, so yes, and getting just the right keyword phrase took us a while. I do a lot of analysis of keywords, and of course, we went behind the scenes with this book, and I took a look at the categories she was listed in, because now things have changed with Amazon, and we wanted to give this book the best chance possible to get that #1 new release and bestseller. And so I wanted to make sure we looked at the keywords and that they were really good keyword phrases. And when I say really good keyword phrases, I'm looking for golden keywords. A golden keyword is a keyword phrase is something that has a lot of search, a lot of traffic, people looking for it, but not a lot of competition. And it isn't easy to find them, but when you have somebody working with you on your side who knows the ins and outs of keywords and making sure that you have that, that's a critical part of you getting more organic search and getting ranked correctly for things that are highly applicable for your book. So that's just one of the pieces of this that's really important. And then we came here to look at the description. And at the time, I felt like we had a lot of opportunity here. The first thing you want in a description, now you can see here when people are looking on Amazon, they are seeing a certain amount of information. And then if they want to learn more, they've got to click on this read more button. So if your listing is not capturing their attention here, then they're going to click off. So what we always try to do is really think about your target audience. And for each one of you, it is different. And what I want you to do is think about what kind of thing is going to speak to the heart of that person who is looking for this kind of book. So when we think about Malala's mission for the world, we think about people who care about education, about strong women, about this story that is such a symbol of social activism. And so this quote here that we put of Malala talking about her story, it says, "I tell my story not because it's unique, but because it is not. It is the story of many girls." And so she is a Nobel Prize winner and a global symbol of standing up for your rights. This is her story. So for people that are looking for this type of thing, that will be very helpful. Now, you also get a little bit of a little space here where we can tell a little bit before people have to decide if they want to read more. So, born in this beautiful city, right? We talk about this. She is a strong advocate of a girl's right to continue their education in an area where educating a girl was considered unnecessary and unlawful, right? So now it's like, oh, if I don't know already about Malala, I want to read more and learn a little bit more about it. Now, this description is, I like the idea of having maybe a few paragraphs starting with a strong hook, something that will interest people, and then at the end, a call to action. So if you aren't really doing a good job of keeping the attention of your reader, then that's a really great opportunity from a marketing perspective. You know, we have so many people that come to us, Tara, right? That are like, my book's not selling. What can I do? And what can you do to help me market the book? Really, this kind of marketing stuff starts with the listing. It starts with the things that you have behind the scenes with your keywords. It starts with a beautiful cover. It starts with the right title and subtitle and description. And you'll also notice here we have all of the books linked together, all the different versions of it. Sometimes that can be a pain to try to figure out why aren't things linking. Sometimes you'll publish the Kindle, but the paperback or your hardcover for your children's book that maybe you published on Ingram isn't linking up together. So that's another part of, you know, you want to make sure that people have the different options all linked together. And then one really important piece, and I'm going to scroll down, take a look at this from the publisher section. Now, this is what we call A+ content. So that was not there with the previous listing. And we have such a beautiful book and beautiful interior. So this A+ content, you know, I had to scroll down on my desktop to find it. But for people that are accessing the listing on their mobile devices, it's going to be there right at the top, even before people get to see the Amazon description we just looked at. So this can be really helpful for those. And let's face it, we have a lot higher percentage of people that are accessing things and shopping from their phones. And they usually have a baby on one hip, right, Tennille? And they're just, you know, the babies are playing, or they have a play date, or they're just checking their phone in between stuff. And so this kind of stuff is really important. Look at this beautiful A+ content that was designed. Now you can do this. You can do A+ content on your own KDP titles. You don't need us to do it. This is something you can do. But when you level it up and you've got a graphic designer like Sarah Catherine Frey, who did it for Malala, this is just, it upscales everything. Malala's family broke barriers by offering school to both boys and girls. You've got some of the interior images. Change does not come without sacrifice and bravery. So you can see very well designed A+ content, and one voice can change the world. I mean, this speaks very much to Ada's target audience of people who are inspired and want to inspire their girls, people who are feminist, who also have just a real desire to do more with social activism, or they really are touched by social activism. Anybody have any questions or comments so far about what we've gone over? Feel free to just take yourself off mute and let's chat about it.
I would like to just thank Holly. She made
Holly, that's right. I'm sorry, I said Sarah, but yes. Holly. Oh, this is so
Holly.
Yes, Holly.
Holly is my fairy.
Holly is
yes.
So, and you told Holly, just do what you think, whatever you think. You didn't give her a lot of guidance on this, and she took your book and she put this content together because it really spoke to her the way she laid it out here. Yeah, so focusing on the bits and pieces, inspiration for bettering our world is everywhere. Together we strive to champion peace, safety, equality. Such an important message. And so yes, Holly, who's also a member of my team, put the A+ content together for you.
Yes.
I just, you know, your illustrations are just so gorgeous, and they were all hidden other than what was just on the cover, so people couldn't really see this just treasure of a beautiful story. I think all little girls should have it, and I think all of our boys should have it too, and all of our teachers should have it, right?
Yes.
Because I think boys need to understand the other things that are happening in the world. Not every girl has the opportunities that the boys do. And so I think it opens up hearts and minds, and gives us a real appreciation of what we have, and how important social activism is, and standing up for yourself. And the other thing I really love about this story is, if children are being challenged in any way, the bravery that Malala brought to her world, and the injustices that were happening there, can inspire bravery in in anything that we're going through. So I'm so grateful that you put this book out there, and that you allowed me to be a part of helping you start moving this forward. Any other questions or comments so far about what we've talked about? Barbara, does this resonate with you, as far as some of the things we might need to do, even with your story and getting everything set up?
Yes, it's fascinating and it's exciting. I'm wondering about, on the left column, follow the author. What's that about? The button
Yes.
follow.
So this is one of the opportunities also with Amazon. They have started adding this probably like months ago, not years, where if you go and make sure that you claim your books, and you set up your author profile on Amazon, then you have when people come to your author page, or they're looking at a book of yours, they can click follow. And when they follow you, then every subsequent release that you have, they're going to get an email saying you have a new book release. So it's really a very important piece to make sure that your author central, your author profile is filled out. So let's just take a look at what we've got here. So the about the author. A lot of times I see mistakes with people not really doing themselves much justice with their bio. It's either way too long, or way too short, or focusing on the wrong things. So I love, something that's at least at the beginning will make people want to read more. So get the important things. So we have the journey from being a school teacher to award-winning author, jump-started when her growing interest in children's fairy tales provoked her creativity to yield a pen herself. So that's a great, interesting thing. We have, all of your books. You'll see all of the books here. It also allows you to have something. So this is the previous version of the cover. Still, beautiful image, but there's no, this looks professional. It's much more attention grabbing. So we unpublished the second one, and you can see here the differences. So we and unfortunately, when you unpublish things, it doesn't, I'm going to click follow. It doesn't do a lot. You can't take it off of Amazon, but it still provides you with some information. And also on the top, you've got this about area. So this is another thing that I highly recommend, because if people really appreciate, and if your story resonates with them and they want to see more about you, you can have a photo and the full picture, and you can even use this as a place maybe to drive people who are interested in your books and your story.
Yes.
April, I have something to say too. It's Ekaterina.
Hey, Katerina, we should show some of your stuff too today.
Yes, sure. But I just really wanted, Aida, you did such a gorgeous work, and I love the message. We should cross promote, because I feel like, in a sense, even though our books are different, they in a sense very similar, about the girls' empowerment, about this world that we're teaching right now. The world is torn. So if we give this powerful message to children, I think this new future generation will make it more peaceful place. And second, I would love to thank April's team. honestly, I've made so many mistakes before. And sorry, I'm not showing because I'm, as always, in California traffic, but hands free. And I wanted to thank April's team because April is just an amazing person who connects community, who brings the warmth, the support, and all the wonderful contacts. Like every single person you choose to be on your team is amazing. Holly is actually doing my A+, like April said too, and April is just so resourceful. I mean, I cannot thank you enough too. And good luck with your book, Aida. And yes, sure, go ahead, please. If you'd like to share, I would love that too. And by the way, it's already tomorrow is being published, but it's already right now showing whatever you did with this magical finding words. It's already showing as a top new release. So you did amazing. Thank you so much. Everybody on your team is
Thank you.
incredible.
I wish you the same. Thank
Yeah,
you,
and then
all of you.
we have to connect because we have a very similar, different but very similar message. You know.
Yes, we will, of course. Yes.
Wonderful.
Sounds
Yes.
I would
good.
like just to say that my book, Malala, is actually the first book in my series, The Brave Girl Legacy.
Awesome.
And I have another book already on my website. I put it there, the cover, and Holly made cover for me too. So this is my
that's
next book
awesome.
about next brave girl.
And who's the next brave girl you're going to be writing about?
It is the Nakano Takeiko, the last girl samurai. She was 16 years old when she fight against in a Boshin War in Japan, and she was master of Naginata, who is the female samurai weapon.
Wow,
So
that's
it is
so
a story
interesting.
about her.
And I'm going to just give one more little suggestion for those of you that are out there and, you know, the holidays are coming and you want to inspire your grandchild or your child, or you want to gift a teacher with something that would be great for the classroom. This is a really fantastic book. Give some inspirational stories that are going to open kids' eyes, that when they read these stories, they're going to be inspired to make a difference. And that's always something I'm looking for. And also to be able to just face issues that come up in their life with bravery, the way that Malala did. And so, yes, I absolutely am so grateful to be a part of this journey. And by the way, I did post links both on YouTube and in the chat here on our live session on Zoom. So if you want to check it out, it launched is it today or yesterday that the book launched?
It was yesterday, I think. Yes.
Okay. So yes, I hope that you will, check it out and support this amazing author so that we can give her the message that these stories of hers matter, and that she can continue her author journey. And don't forget, don't just buy it, review it. That is the best thing that you can do for an author, because without those reviews, we don't have the social proof letting people know that, hey, this book is really an amazing opportunity. It's a good story, especially when we're replacing a book that had, 35 reviews or something. And when we change the subtitle and we do all of these changes, Amazon doesn't allow you to take those reviews to the new book. So
but they told me they are going to keep them.
Oh yeah, okay. So
yes.
let's hope
that
see.
They didn't show up, but
yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah. So we want to do that. And Ada, any message you want to get out there for people who are considering writing a book or a story? Any encouragement or words of wisdom you'd like to share?
Yes, of course. I think you need to have knowledge. You need to be prepared well. It is the best way to take some good coach like you, because, it is the 80% of the success, because I couldn't do anything by myself. and just inform yourself, do it right way, do it after the book. And I think if you have a good book and if you do the right things, so you have a possibility to have success. I think so.
Thank you so much. Are anybody else have questions or things that you would like to chat about? I'm happy to have you, to bring you forward and share a little bit about your book or questions that you have. And especially if you're considering joining up for this upcoming author group, 90 days, we can take you from manuscript complete, right? Come to me with a manuscript. It doesn't have to be perfect, but bring your manuscript for your children's book. And in 90 days, that manuscript will be published. That's the goal. That's what we do together. And I have a couple of my students here with me. And if either of you would like to jump on and just, give a little bit of feedback on your journey, would love to have you, take yourself off mute and go ahead and share your story as well.
Okay.
I'll share.
Oh, go ahead, Andrea.
I started writing during the pandemic and I was very frustrated. I know I wanted to write a children's book, but it just wasn't, it was too sophisticated and I couldn't get the language simple. I couldn't get it down. And the woman I had been working with, she had to retire from publishing. And I said, I need someone to help me. And then I found April. She was doing an interview on YouTube and she got my attention and it was the best decision I ever made to, I've learned so much in the process of publishing my book. And it's a lot, but when you have someone, taking you through the steps and walking you through and like April does, I mean, the course is so hands-on. You can't help but learn and you take it one step at a time and, you follow all the steps and you find yourself nearly there, and just having all the context that April has to put you in touch with, that's gold in itself.
Yeah, what was your favorite part?
Of illustrators, the spreadsheet of editors and graphic designers. You have your choice. She's already vetted them, and you can vet them yourself too. If you're picking an illustrator, do have them all do a milestone sample for you to see who speaks to your character and can create it the best. So it's definitely a great journey for me.
I love it. I love that. And thank you for joining.
And I was also concerned about you, April, because I know we were supposed to schedule for the Amazon ads and you weren't feeling good. And I was worried about you. Hoping you were okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
So I have to admit, I got on here basically, well, I'm glad I did because I picked up some good tips. And I just wanted to reschedule that appointment with you.
I will. Yeah, definitely hang out with me when we're finished here and I'll get you on my calendar. I have some time for you on Friday if Friday works for you, Andrea.
Yeah, that's good.
Can I just really quickly jump in and just talk about one thing Andrea was just saying about the vetted list of, editors and illustrators and formatters and cover designers and all of that. It is so important because we can't tell you how many times we get people after the fact, after they've spent thousands of dollars on illustrations that were not up to par of the quality of work that April is outputting, like not done in the proper size or format or whatever. And then they come back to us after having gone through the process and then having to redo the whole thing all over again. Right. So one of the things that I love about April and her group is that she's here to help you avoid those pitfalls, right? So that is why she has compiled this list of editors and illustrators, formators, and everything, because you are going to get the best of the best in the self-publishing industry. They're going to be trusted resources that are going to be, they're going to be communicating with you and on time with their delivery, and work done at the highest quality, highest level, with books and illustrations that are going to come out looking like they can be sitting on the shelves at Barnes and Nobles. So that is, I mean, honestly, I think it's priceless that she has compiled this list of really trusted experts. So I just wanted to point that out. And,
show your beautiful books.
Well said, Tara.
Yeah, show your beautiful books, because you're not just an advocate here. You're also a client.
I did.
You're like the Hair Club for Men commercials.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So April and I met through COVID. I decided, my business had kind of shut down because of COVID, and I had wanted to do this thing my whole life, write this book. And well, not my whole life, but in the years that I had my children. And I said, okay, this is the time I'm going to do it. And I definitely consider myself a capable person. I've run my own businesses. And, I had my first call with April, and I walked into the next room and I said to my husband, I need her. I cannot do this without her. She knows everything and I don't know anything, and I need her. So we wound up publishing my book. Here's my book. It's called Claire Blair's Unruly Hair. And I did 4 versions so that the little girl could choose the book that looks like herself.
Oh, wow.
So we did this. And at my launch, there were about 3,000 orders of my book. And between all the versions, and naturallycurly.com, which is one of the top curl websites in the world, named my book one of the top 20 books to help your little girl love her curly hair. So had it not been for April and her encouragement and her expertise and her completely type A, wanting every single thing to be done perfectly, I don't think I would have had the success I had. And now here I am working on a 7-book series with April, with Bobby, with just the whole team again. And, I'm coming back for more now. And now we're working together because I believe so wholeheartedly in what she's doing. So
thank
well
you for
said.
sharing. Thank you.
You're
for
welcome.
sharing.
You're welcome.
So
can I just say something?
Yeah, go ahead. You're also you're coming back as well. Let me add you in here, Leslie.
Yeah, not Leslie. I'm the Leslie. We had Leslie too. Because I have to go to another Zoom call. I just, on a quick thing, I'd had these ideas for books a year and a half ago, and then I saw April, I think it was through CBI or whatever, and I signed up, but then I pulled back because it was summer. Anyway, last fall I signed up, and because I'm an overachiever, we managed everything that you just said, Tara, with the team to publish 2 books by June. We could have published before that. That was me slowing things down. It took me a while to get my act together, but definitely if you've never used it, the resources that April's team have are amazing, and it's just whatever. I'm working on a 3-book series now that I've just started doing that I'm going to stay with this team. So
yeah, I'm going to do a shout out too for Leslie, because she said to me, hey, I've got 2 books, and should I choose one? Should I choose another? And Bobby kind of weighed in, and then you said to me, could I do both? Is that possible? And we did. We did. And so she got 2 books published, and she had probably 90% of the activity books that go with both of them. So it was actually 4 books, and then we just she just translated her 2 books into Spanish. So she ended up with 6 books out of this 90-day period. Plus a little bit more. So it was a little bit more for the translation and the activity books, but oh my gosh.
So it's good. And she can't get rid of me. I stay with her. So, but anyways, we'll keep working, but I just wanted to let you know. And the book that you were highlighting, Malala, I have 2 granddaughters, and I now have 7 grandsons, or 6 grandsons and a baby granddaughter, but that book's important. her whole
Yes.
story is important. So
Yes,
yay.
yes. We love that. So also I want to give an opportunity if we have anybody that is new or who is wanting to go ahead and ask some questions about the upcoming course, please go ahead and take yourself off of mute. I am happy. Go ahead. I think it's Lois. Go ahead, Lois. I'm going to see if I can help you get off of mute and go ahead and give you an opportunity to ask your questions.
April, I'm sorry,
Hi.
how many we are? I see just a 4-person.
Yeah, that's it. That's it for us right now. Yep. That's
Okay,
it.
because I have feeling that there is more. Okay, sorry.
Okay. Yeah, some people that don't have their videos on would have that issue as well. So Lois, go ahead and tell me a little bit more about you and what you're looking for, or ask any question that you have if you're interested in participating in this upcoming session.
Okay, I have a series that I do called, and my main character is Samantha. I have the books, they're in my office. Right now I'm sitting in another room on my computer. I have moved it in here to do something else, and then you came up and I went, oh, let me check in and see what she's about. So that's how come I happen to be in this room rather than in my office where I write. I had a wonderful illustrator. Unfortunately, she lived in Ukraine, and you know what's happening in Ukraine.
Yes.
And I have not been able to get in touch with her. At the beginning, when this whole war started, we were still in touch.
Mm-hmm.
But now I cannot make contact with her at all.
Oh.
And what I am looking for, I have someone who's working with me who wants to help promote my books.
Mm-hmm.
I've been writing for a while. That's why I'm going to, may I run and get them really quick so you can see them?
Sure, absolutely. I'll put you, I'll
right. And you can
pause this and we
someone
can let some others come.
Right.
Perfect, great. Anybody else have any questions or comments about the upcoming course? Hi, Rita, welcome. Happy to have you here as well.
I was, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, Rita is one of the amazing illustrators that we have on our list that I highly recommend. She is amazing author and illustrator.
Thank you. I just wanted to say a quick 2 cents worth of opinion because I'm listening to everybody that's commenting, and I love the words that they're using, like steps and journey. Because when you've been around the industry a while, you see people coming forward with a book and they are not really bringing anything to the table because they happen to be a movie star or like the Queen's daughter, Fergie, or a big sports figure or somebody famous, some newscaster, politician says, guess what? I'm going to write a book and I don't have the time to write a murder mystery or some big long book. So I'll write a children's picture book because guess what? It's probably easy. It's only 5-year-olds. It's not easy. And it's almost insulting to an author to see somebody hit the New York Times bestseller list because they happen to be a big sports figure and they wrote a children's book. So I'm loving when somebody says steps and journey, because it indicates that they're not just sitting down, boom, there I go. They're going and going to Barnes and Nobles and reading them all, looking at the covers, setting them up beside each other. And then when you first go in and you don't know much, everything looks good to you. But then after you develop some discernment when you've done your own research and you've looked at things, and then you go in and look and say, this one's good, this one's not so much. This one's good, this one's bad. And that's a wonderful tool, discernment about what you're bringing to the table. And please don't shortchange children.
Yes. Oh, what great advice. And yeah, I love what you're doing, Rita, with your illustrations and how you serve and partner with authors. I just love it. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you for that. So I see Lois, you're back. I'm going to go ahead and add you here back to the spotlight. Show us that beautiful books that you got there.
Okay, I have 3 Samantha books. This is, I don't know if you can see it. This is the first one,
Mhm.
Samantha's Big Challenge. My books are about Samantha who gets involved in other things. She's only 6 years old,
Mhm.
but she likes helping people.
I love that.
This is her first book, and it's her big challenge because she has to help her grandmother. She's visiting the grandmother on her farm for the summer. The grandmother falls down when she was coming out of the house, and Samantha has to now go to the next farm to get help because grandma's phone isn't working. And Samantha is trying to ride the 2-wheel bike, which she has never been able to do before. And it's kind of a challenge.
Ah,
And her falling off the bike, but she keeps saying, I promise, I gotta help grandma. And she finally makes it to the other house and gets the help that grandma needs. And they get the ambulance. And at the end of the book, grandma is in the hospital and she said, I couldn't have done it if you hadn't helped me. You know,
oh, I love
Okay.
that. Beautiful.
This one is Samantha's new friend, and this is Samantha's new friend.
Your illustrations are really beautiful. I would, and if you'd like a little bit of feedback, I would say the same thing that we did with Malala. You know, that title needs to be, it's, you know, sometimes a graphic designer that just has an eye for professional covers can take these beautiful illustrations and just make it pop and look so much more professional. And I think that could really benefit the series and what you're showing me right now.
Okay. These 2 I published with another person,
Mhm.
which I ended up having problems with her. And I have made money on the book and she owes me money, and I had to take her to court and she left town and I never got my money. So
All the more reason that I put this list together of people that you can trust, because, oh my gosh, it's not the first time I've heard that story,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Well, she came highly recommended. She had done other books and she came recommended to me. So that's why I went with her, because of that.
Yeah.
This is my last book, Samantha book, Samantha's New Baby. Oh, and this one, Samantha helps this little girl. Her
Mhm.
brother is allergic to peanuts. Now,
Mhm.
I don't do the thing, I do go into peanut allergy, but the reason why I did this book is because they are now training dogs to help these children who have peanut allergies.
Hmm.
And Samantha gets her class and then the school to have a fundraiser to help them get money, the family to get money so they can get this.
I love this, the activism that's in these books, and that the idea that anybody can make a difference. You just have to do, you know, take action and put it in place. So that's great. So do you have any questions for me, or
Yeah, and that's
anything
why,
that I can help you with?
well, that's my question. I know very little about you. I saw you and I opted to get your newsletters, and that's how come I'm here today, because I'm on your list. But I don't know what you do exactly, and are you super expensive, because that also is a factor with me.
Sure.
I am a retired widow,
Mm-hmm.
and money is a factor. So
Okay.
that's my other thing that I am concerned with and things like that.
Okay.
But I have another book
Mhm.
of Samantha that I am in the process now of trying to put together and write.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your question, and thank you for joining and putting that out there. So let me just I'll give you a little bit of background about me. And I see that Tracy, you also had a question. I'm curious to know if there's only a writing program coming up, or if there's a coaching, publishing support through the entire book format from start to finish. Yes, yes, yes. Entire everything support from beginning to end. Yes. And you say also that you're a romance writer with fiction and nonfiction. You've got a 3-book series. So let me just kind of back up a little bit. And so the immediate thing that I'm doing right now, or want to talk to you guys about, is the opportunity with the upcoming author group, which we've kind of rebranded. Tara came up with this name. She goes, this is your 90-day way of publishing a book. And it's really helps children's book authors. But a number of people have come to me and said, well, I'm not a children's book author, but I have a book. Could I use this too? Could I join in? And you absolutely can. Typically what happens with adult books is that it takes a lot longer to go through the editing. But you don't have to go through months worth of illustration. So it ends up being, you still have the same things, except you're not doing illustration. You're going, you might have multiple iterations of editing that takes longer, but you're going to have the same things when it comes to making sure that you've got a good editor and that you've got a great cover design and all of the marketing and the things that need to be done. You need that hand-holding through it. And absolutely, I've done a number of adult books, nonfiction books, memoirs, chapter books. Here's one of the most recent ones that we just did. This is called Star Life Keepers. It is an epic fantasy novel that will be coming out. This is with one of my other authors as well. And he's, it's more for like middle grade. So it's not just picture books. Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad to hear that, because I also do a middle grade.
Good. So my background and how I started this was writing for and just falling in love with children's books all over again when my grandkids came. And so I was inspired to work on things with them, for them. And I wanted to leave a legacy behind of that, my values, the things that I wanted. So I did things like, my books really focus, without beating kids over the head, they focus on the types of characteristics that, that make for a well balanced human being, resilience and anti-bullying and kindness and persevering, those sorts of things. So and adjusting to a new baby or a new family member, right? So having lots of these things that have happened to my own grandkids, and now my little one, my Kyrie, is starting to come up with her own story ideas. So we kind of write and we're putting things together. So lots of that I do with them. Right now I've got 8 books out, which include coloring books and my little Labradoodle series, which I have these books here. Let's see, so here's the most recent one in the series, A Little Sister for Brady. This is my anti-bullying one, and I have lots of activity books and all kinds of stuff for the kids. So that's how I got started. I started with this program and putting this work group together because as I was learning and going through this process of learning to self-publish, I have a really great background in IT. So, and also process improvement, and boy, it didn't take long for me to figure out how convoluted the process of self-publishing was. And I saw so many people in the author groups challenged and stumbling, and the predatory publishers just jumping on and offering everything. I had people asking me, hey, I need some help to upload onto Amazon. Can somebody help me? And when I actually got together with them and I volunteered my time to help others, what I found was that there were an awful lot of people that, were sold a bill of goods and, the publisher disappeared, or they ended up in a bad relationship with an illustrator, no contract. So I started seeing all of these things happening. And I got to the point where I was saying, it's time for me. I think I can help. And so I just did it for free at first. I was just free. I come from a background, Lois, going back to what you said, my background, I grew up in a very poor neighborhood without much. And whenever I put something out or I do things to help others, I always think, would the younger version of me be able to afford this? And so because I have that always in the forefront of my mind, I put a lot of free stuff out there. My YouTube channel, you are going to get a lot of information and a lot of step-by-step instructions and things for free. Just go to my YouTube channel. It's called Self-Publishing Made Simple with April Cox. And you are going to get a lot. I also show up and answer questions and have these live sessions that I do not charge for. I'm just here to answer and to help. I also have a Facebook group called Learn to Self-Publish with April Cox, and it is completely free. So for those who don't have a lot or can't afford a lot, there are options out there. I also have scholarships that I make available. So if the cost of the program, which the upcoming program is $1,400, it is 12 weeks to take you from beginning to end and all through the process. Now, if that is too much and you cannot afford that, I completely understand. It's not for everybody. But if you're looking for to move forward with that kind of a program and you need some help financially, I am happy to send you the scholarship application, and you can have an opportunity to get yourself, to be considered for scholarships, which I do make available as well.
Wow. So you do all of it.
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay. And then once we have the book, it's up to us to, of course, to promote it and sell it and everything. Like I have
well, I mean, with the program, you go through every week. We have lessons. Oh, let me just pull up one more thing, because sometimes a picture is worth 1,000 words. Sorry. So here is my workbook, right? This is through the course. Every single week, you're going to have videos. If you happen, and you'll have this either printed workbook or you can have it on PDF. But if you're scanning this thing, this is going to take you to the video where I talk about the lessons for that week. You've got objectives. You've got all the information that you need to be successful, and it walks you step by step through everything. But not only do you have the videos and the course, online course, but twice a week we're live and we're going through lessons, we're going through Q&A, and you build this relationship with a community of others that are going through it with you at the same time. And people show up and they're like, hey, I just got my cover. Do you guys want to see it? And it's like, yes, we'll show it to us. You get that environment that just makes you feel so supported, so loved. And if there's somebody that's kind of feeling a little down, or the old the monster comes that's like, oh, imposter syndrome is just getting me this week, you've got your others there supporting you, and the synergy between the group and the cross promotion that happens. You're never going to be launching to crickets when you've gone through this process with 20 other people, right? They're going to share all your stuff when you're ready to launch. They're going to be there to cheer you on, as will I. And I have my own email list of about 15,000, plus my social media reach of about 40,000. So everybody that goes through my program, I also promote them through those channels. And we are creating, in the course of the program, press kits. we'll take you through that process of creating your press kit, having I have a list of over 700 children's book influencers. I have information about individuals where you can come together and are there to help support and promote you. I've got templates and tools and you name it. Every time I've gone through this program, if somebody got stuck somewhere along the way, then I'm looking at it thinking, how can I make sure that doesn't happen again next time? Is it a tool? Is it a template? Is it moving something that happens later, earlier on in the process? So what I've created is the train tracks. We put you at the beginning and it just puts you right through step by step by step by step. Everything just kind of takes you through the whole program with the support. Yes, you're going to work. You're going to work hard. Yes, you're going to get frustrated along the way, but you're going to have the support. And Tracy asks, is there a payment plan? I do have an option through PayPal Pay Later, where if you purchase the $1,400 program, they will give you the option. You just got to check out through my PayPal Pay Later feature, and it gives you 6 months no interest financing. So that makes it easier for me just connecting into that program, because then I don't have to worry about adding a bunch of cost and chasing people down for payment plan type things, but yet you get the benefit of having that payment plan option as well.
Wow, you have really covered all the bases. In December, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, I'm doing book selling there at there's a convention center here, and I'm in a writing group, and we rented space where we're going to be selling our books. And I've done that often. I've also done readings and talks to through bookstores, local bookstores, you know. But it's a lot of work, of course. Right now I'm trying to connect with schools.
Right.
And figuring out if they say yes, what I'll do when I get there. Because I'm a retired teacher. So
yeah, we have a lot of amazing speakers. And if you really want, if you're looking for some tips and tricks, going to my YouTube channel, I interview a ton of amazing speakers, because one person can't know everything, right? So when my group was asking about tips for school visits, I brought in speakers that were experts in that area. And then I have edited and posted some of that content onto YouTube. So if you were to go to my YouTube channel, you will see some amazing speakers who are making like 95% of their income through school visits. There are other experts who do a ton with events. And so they have like a big checklist of everything that you need if you're going to consider doing events, and they're making $1,000 or more a day doing events. So I bring a lot of these to my author work group, and we talk about these things together. We bring experts in. So it's not just me that is there supporting you, but you get to ask questions from people that are experts in certain areas, and especially with marketing. So yeah, I think that it's a great opportunity, and I'm really proud of what we've created together. And I'm inviting you into the story. If you would like to be a part of it, I'm happy to share the information with you, the links. And I'm going to put a link here if you want to chat with or go through the process of setting up a discovery call with Tara. She is, let me just see. So aprilcox.com. Hold on, discovery call. So Tara will be able to help you get started, signed up. You can also go to selfpubmadesimple.com, and you can you'll see all of the information there. If you need the payment plan, just let us know, and I'll send you a different link that takes you through where you can order it and have that payment plan option as well. So Tracy, I would love to hear a little bit about you and your book, and if there's anything else that we didn't answer that you would like to chat about.
Hello, I just haven't spoken because somebody's practicing piano at my house, but I've just been listening. I just saw it come on in my inbox. Like I said, I have published 20 books. I just helped someone with their children's books, and it was exhausting. I am a writing coach myself, but I don't do children's books often. I just really wanted to try it, and I helped her, and her book is coming out later next month. I help mostly fiction authors and mostly romance writers and people that have books out. So I've been writing for like 22, 23 years. I entered a writing contest when I was in college and I won it, and I got a trip to New York and stuff like that. So I'm also a disabled author, and I'll be featuring characters with disabilities. My first children's book is a wheelchair user like myself. And so, yeah, I just wanted to know what the process was. I just wanted to get help getting an illustrator and trying to get guidance. The class sounds really good, a little bit expensive, like Miss Lois has said. So I am on a little bit of a tight budget, but I'm thinking about it. And I think I've been following you not very long. I think I signed up for something, but yeah, you have a really great website and a lot of wonderful resources on there. So thank you. And that's it. I just wanted to know more. I'm supposed to be working right now. I'm doing Nano too while I'm working. So I'm just, just floating. There's so much stuff to go to that I just pop in and out of everything.
Yeah, absolutely get it. Tara's back. Hi, Tara. So we're just, I know we're going a little bit longer today, but since we've had so many people sharing and asking questions, I figured we'd keep going. I don't have anything. So I'm just continuing to move forward. And we've got some questions here around the expense and, our payment plans allowed. So we have talked about that a little bit, that is available. You mentioned, Tracy, about looking for an illustrator. So one of the things that I would recommend, let me just see if I can move this.
Is it SCBWI? I do know about them too.
Move spot. There we go. Okay, so one of the things that I would recommend, and that the way that I work through these things is I have a list of pre-vetted illustrators. The reason why I created that list is because my first experience was not a good one. I did not know what I didn't know. I ended up with a beautiful book that came out wonderful, but the experience of going through the contract, paying way more than I could really afford at the time, and the interactions with the illustrator and other things just wasn't what I would want moving forward. It cost me about $12,000 to unravel a bad contract that was not any good for me. And the first thing that I said was to my lawyer was, please give me some templates that I can use that are going to protect me, the author, and so that I never have to deal with this again. And I'm all about learning from lessons, right? So he created for me a contract that is a work for hire contract where the author owns the images, as far as you become the owner of the artwork for your story, which is what a work for hire contract is. There's no royalties that you pay for an illustrator. What I do recommend is that you pay the illustrator for their work and have don't lowball your illustrators, because you have amazing artwork available, and tap into their creativity. But for me, a work for hire contract was really important. And having a contract that I know all of these illustrators that are on my list already accept my contract. They understand. They also know that this is a 12-week process to go from beginning to end. So if we can't get things illustrated within 8 weeks, then you're not going to be able to stick with that timeline. So They understand the importance of sticking to a deadline and of going through this process, or alerting the author when what they're asking for is going to take a lot longer than what the 12 weeks will allow. And some people are absolutely happy with that. But you've got a relationship with illustrators you can trust. My recommendation is to start with 2 or 3, going through and my list will show you what their price ranges are, contact information, links to their portfolios, and what are people saying about them? What are their strengths? What are what are some other things that you should be aware of? So, for example, I have some illustrators who are amazing with their artwork, beautiful 3D, but I might have a comment there that says, if you're stuck on, or you really want to stick to the timeline, these kinds of detailed illustrations may not be, it's going to take longer than the 3 months to get this, if you're going to work with this level of illustration. So you'll get commentary, you'll get feedback from authors who have used that individual. And what I recommend is that you reach out with a sample request. The sample request should be very specific. Here is a picture of, let's just talk about Lois. Lois has examples of what her characters look like. And Lois, you have an idea of what your new book is going to happen, right? So you pick a scene and you write a paragraph or 2 about what's happening in the scene. You add some illustrations, from your previous books and say, this is what the characters look like. Or if your characters, like mine, are based on real people, real animals, attach some reference images for that. If you say something like, in this scene, the child is in their bedroom, or how about this example? We're at a farmer's market. Well, make sure you have a reference image, because a farmer's market in India looks very different than a farmer's market here in the States, right? So just give them enough information, and then take that sample request and give it to 2 or 3. Pay for the sample, right? This is not a request for free work, right? Pay for the sample. You're going to pay probably $70 to each person. And for the price of 2 or 3 samples, what you're going to get in return is you're going to get to test how that individual works. How well do they communicate? What do the sketches look like? Are they responding to you in the way of following your directions? How well did they take the enhancement tweak requests that you wanted? And then the process of going from sketch to full illustration, full color illustration. What was that like for you? How well did they, did the communications go? And how well did they stick to the timeline that they gave you to start with? Now you're going to end up also having maybe 3 different iterations. Give them the same instructions. Come together and see which one of the individuals was able to capture, what you wanted most clearly, and don't underestimate the whole process of what it was like to communicate and work with that individual. So that is how I recommend that you start working with an illustrator, and get pre-vetted resources. Go through my list. We have amazing illustrators on that list, and people that can turn things around very quickly, and that already are sold on the fact that, they understand my contract, they understand the rules, they understand what's going to happen within this 12-week period. So it just helps erase a lot of the issues that would normally be happening during the illustration process. Okay. Any other questions?
Oh, I think you're amazing.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, I am shopping right now since I don't have my illustrator. And what you said is so true, because I had to find someone who could mimic what I already have.
Oh, I have a perfect illustrator for you. I absolutely do.
Okay.
And I will tell you that a number of people that come to me already have series. They already have things developed, characters developed. And there are people that I work with that are really good at being able to mimic the characters, the designs, enough that you can't tell the difference between the previous versions and the new versions. And it's important that you have some consistency. So the firm that I'm thinking of, they have about 35 different artists. So there's not much that they can't do. They can always find somebody that has that talent and skill in the specific style that you're looking for.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's why I went with the young lady in Ukraine, because she could mimic. But as a matter of fact, I think she ended up doing it even better
Yeah.
than the
that
other
happens.
illustrator I had.
That
Yeah,
happens, for sure.
Yeah. yeah, because with the third book, it's about Samantha's mom having a baby and how upset Samantha is because she doesn't want to have another baby.
Oh, that's my Little Sister for Brady book in a nutshell. You have to check that out because that's exactly the same thing, but I use
Yeah.
my little doodles. Yeah, it wasn't about a happy experience. I was like, nobody's telling the story about what it's going to be really like for these little ones to share their people with someone else, and that transformational journey that happens when a new baby comes. So yeah, good for you. I'm glad to hear you doing something about that.
Yeah.
So I did post, Tara, I posted a link here for the discovery call with you for those that still have questions, or they just want to sign up and they're having trouble. Any other things that you want to make note of, Tara?
The only thing I'd like to make note of is if you, and I know I had to jump off to take another call with someone else. If you wanted to take advantage of the early bird special, you would have to do that by November 12th. For startup in the January 16th class. And with that, tell me if I'm repeating what you've already said since I've been off. You'll get 2 one-hour sessions with Bobby Hinman, and she will evaluate your manuscript and give you tips and pointers, and you can submit your manuscript to Bobby for her evaluation, and then eventually you could use her as your editor. And you'll get 2 one-hour sessions with her, and then also 2 one-hour sessions with April, who will help evaluate your getting ready to move into your illustration process and help you choose the right style, the right illustrator, samples, the whole 9, and how you have to set up your manuscript so that you have success with your illustrator. So that value is over $500, but you're going to get that if you sign up now before and up until November 12th for the January 16th class. So I just wanted to point that out real quick in case anybody missed that.
Yeah. And Tara, I didn't have the link handy that for where they could go if they want to do the payment plan, but I know you have that link. So if you wanted to post that, I'm happy to also post it out on YouTube as well for those who are interested in it, because there is, I have my regular checkout process that I just switched to didn't include the PayPal Pay Later integration. So I put something in place that will take advantage of that for those who need the payment plan option as well.
Okay, I'll put that in the chat right now.
Thank you so much. On YouTube, I had someone say, "This is great information. I'm laying out my book. I'm updating my call to action to focus on the main character's plight. Thanks again. Awesome. Creative Keep. Good job. Feel free to post a link and I'm happy to check it out." Also, she says, going back to keywords, if I use words like Dungeons and Dragons or Swords and Sorcery or Wizards, is that going to be a problem? So I would say stay away from things that are trademarked, because that definitely can become an issue. So I would be careful with using trademark terms. Or the other thing with Amazon that you can't really do is talk about claims that may not be true, right? They don't want to see best this, or talking about any kind of results that you're going to get with this. That will Amazon will kick that back, or it will cause a problem with Amazon as well. So you don't want that. But with keywords, it's really important to do analysis. If you don't know how to do keyword analysis, then go check out my other videos on YouTube. I have videos where I talk about how to find those golden keywords. I walk through tools like Publisher Rocket and tools like KDSpy and Helium. They're great tools that I use when I'm analyzing and trying to find the perfect keywords for your book. And if you say, you know what, I just can't do this, I need help, then you can set up time. Go to my website. There's, places you can grab a coaching session. While I do have, these courses that I think are a huge value, these one-off coaching sessions or coaching packages where you can work with somebody that's going to hold your hand through the process, they're out there and available for you. And right now I have one at a very crazy low price for those who want the hand holding. It is kind of a pre-Black Friday kind of special, where normally you're going to pay $189 for an hour with me doing keywords and categories and things like that. The special that I have going on now brings that down to $50 when you purchase a 20-hour package. So you get 20 hours of my time, $50 per hour. And the package there's no expiration date on that package. It is not going to be there for very much longer. It will expire on Sunday. I'm going to have to pull it down because I only have so much time of me. I do have other team members that also work with keywords and categories and things, but I can't overreach with these kinds of things, or I won't be able to do good supporting each of you. So I am also working to put group sessions together, and there are events out there on my calendar on the website. So go to selfpubmadesimple.com and start to engage with some of these, these meetings. Join me on these sessions, and bring your books, bring your questions, and I'm happy to answer some things here. But I do invite you to go deeper and get some additional help, because it just makes such a world of difference when somebody knows what they're doing and can really dig into this stuff for you. And I think that's about it. Any parting words, Tara, or anybody else?
Yeah, April, can you put me on the schedule for Friday?
Yes, I will, my dear. Absolutely. How about 1 o'clock? Does that work?
That works.
1 Eastern. You got it. I'm adding you right now. All right.
Okay.
Awesome. All right, everybody. Well, I think I will wrap it up here, and I wish you guys all the best, and early holiday, Black Friday, and all of this great stuff that's happening. I hope you have a wonderful holiday season, and I hope you will join me for this upcoming work group. I think it is going to be better than ever. It seems like every single group we get, it gets better. We serve, we take lessons learned from previous ones, and it's just, I just want to say thank you for letting me be a part of your journey. It is why I wake up every day excited, because I know that I'm doing something that makes a difference. And that's why I do what I do. I love it. It keeps the lights on. It's not about money, but it does keep the lights on for me and prevents me from having to get back to that corporate world. And I do this because I love authors and I don't want you to be taken advantage of. And I love being part of this author journey with you. So thank you for that. And I hope that you'll engage with my group, and let's make it an amazing 2024.